to another Everyday Moves yoga session. My name is Courtney. Today we are going to be starting lying down. And no props if you don't need them. So just yourself. So come on onto your back when you're ready. Maybe hugging the knees in towards the chest to start with. Just getting a little bit of openness through the hips. And then when you're ready, bring your feet to the floor. And then bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees open wide. If this doesn't feel good for your hips, you can pop pillows or cushions or blocks underneath your knees. Or if it's still feeling too yucky, just send your legs long. That's absolutely fine. And with your eyes closed, you might like to bring your hands to your belly or maybe the edges of your rib cage. And just starting to allow your body to settle into some stillness here. Bring awareness to your breath. Just the gentle inhale and exhale, that natural rhythmic breath. As we connect to our breath here, we're also connecting directly to the present moment. Each breath happens only in this moment. So as we move through class today, I invite you to bring yourself back to the present just by bringing your awareness to your breath. When we're in the present moment, everything is fine, everything is working. It's only when we venture our minds back into the past or project ourselves into the future that we can bring about stress and worry, anxiety, no matter how subtle. But here in the present moment, all is well. And so I invite you to connect with the present moment, connect with your breath, and then move from that place. And just get a little curious about how that might feel as we move through the class. Start to deepen your breath a little, breathing down into the belly space. And then start to notice that little pause at the top of your inhale and a little pause at the bottom of your exhale. Finding the present moment in that pause. Bringing full awareness to your breath. with your next exhale, just return to your natural breath. And just start to invite a little bit of movement into the wrists. Gently bring your knees to point up to the ceiling, maybe using your hands to help you. And then plant the feet about hip distance apart, hands down by your side. And then just tuck your tailbone, squeeze your bottom. Just roll yourself up into a bridge. And then roll yourself all the way down. So tuck tailbone, squeeze your bottom, push through the feet, lift the hips up. And roll all the way back down. Taking a couple more here. If you would like to add in your arms, go for it. So lift up, reach up and overhead. And then lower all the way down. Lift up and overhead. Really push through the feet. Try to open the front of the hips. And come all the way down. Just a couple more. Hands come down, hips come down. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider and just go for a little sway of your knees from right to left. Next time they go to the left, hold there. Maybe take your arms a little bit wider. You might slide your right knee on top of your left and just find yourself in a twist. Feel free to shuffle your hips back towards the right side of your mat if that feels better on your back. Just find your breath here. Take one more breath. And come back to center. Simply taking your knees over to the right, shuffling your bum to the left if that feels better on your back. You can keep the feet wide, you can keep the knees stacked. Take one more breath. And let it go. Slowly come back to center. Hug your knees in if you feel like taking happy baby. Grab the outer edges of your feet and hug your knees into your armpits. Otherwise, just hugging the knees and maybe going for a little rock from side to side. Feeling your back, your pelvis, your shoulders pressing into the floor. And if you're in happy baby, just release the feet and grab a hold of the fronts of your shins. And we'll all start to rock and roll. Maybe you'll grab the backs of your thighs. You can roll a couple of times along your spine until you come up to a comfortable seat. So just sitting cross-legged here, reach up to the ceiling as you inhale, belly drawing in, heart lifting, crown of the head lifting. And then exhale, go for a little twist to your right. So left hand to thigh, right hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, see if you can rotate a little deeper. And then inhale, release your right hand from the floor behind you and reach up and over to your left. Next time you inhale, release both hands to the ceiling and then exhale, turning to your left. Right hand to thigh, left hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, see if you can rotate just a little deeper to your left. Inhale, reach your left arm up and over into that side stretch. Stay for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, reach both arms up. And land your hands down by your side. Give yourself a little shrug of the shoulders. And then come over into 4-point kneeling. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, to go straight into your cat-cow, dipping the belly, rounding through the spine. A really great moment here to start to connect to your breath as you move your body. Inhaling as you arch. Exhaling as you round. Seeing if you can match the length of your breath to the pace of your movement. So almost like your breath is driving your body to move, which, is kind of what life is. Go for one more round exhale. Inhale, arch. And then exhale, just find your flat back. So just your 4-point kneeling position. Tuck your toes. Really grip those fingers into the floor. Send your bum to your heels. Hover your knees just off the mat. Little crouch position. And then unfold your legs as you lift your bottom up to find your down facing dog. A little pedal of your feet, maybe swaying the hips. Can you get those shoulders to chill out away from the ears a little more? And then just press the heels down to the floor. Inhale, lift your heels and ripple yourself forward into a plank. Drop the knees down. Send your hips to your heels. Grip through the fingers. Exhale as you lift your knees. And then lift your hips up. Ripple forward, plank. One more time, we drop the knees, belly in as you send your hips back. Exhale, lift all the way up to your down facing dog. We'll ripple forward to the plank and then either lower down through chaturanga or drop your your knees all the way to the floor as you bend your elbows. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze the shoulders back and lower. Inhale, lift, really try to pull the shoulders back, press your elbows behind you. And lower, one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Press through your hands. Either come back through child's pose if you're feeling already too energetic. Let's press up through plank. And then we'll all meet in down dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, and just start to walk your feet to your hands. So in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, take a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll reach up, stretch up to the ceiling. With your hands together in prayer above your head, try to squeeze your biceps. Squeeze your biceps into your ears. Press your hips over to the left and just go for a lean over to your right. Give your bum a little squeeze so you can really press your hips forward. And then come all the way up. And go for a little lean over to your left. Come all the way up. Inhale, big extension through the spine. Lift your heart, squeeze your bottom. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. Drop the knees if you like, come down through chaturanga or all the way down to the floor. Press through to cobra or up dog. And then lift your hips high, down dog. Beautiful, one more time, we'll inhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees, look forward, step towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, stretch up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank. Bring your weight forward as you bend your elbows. Either come all the way to your chest or down halfway to chaturanga. And then lifting up through up dog or cobra. And then pressing back. to your down facing dog. Take your right foot to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Bend your knee and open your hip. Try to keep your chest square to the floor. And then exhale, pull that knee in towards your chest. Step your foot between your hands and drop your knee down. Lifting your chest to find flow lunge. Inhale, reach up, stretching up the hands. Chest lifting. And your exhale, bring your right hand down. Take your left arm up and over, finding a little side bend. Reaching your right arm or right hand underneath your thigh. Then inhale, lift. Take it the other way. Left hand circles down and around. Right arm up and over. So just like a little sway. Minimal movement through the lower body. See if you can find that space in the spine. And that presence in your body and breath. One more time to the right. And to the left. Come all the way up. Reach your hands to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Twist this time to your right. Left hand forward, right hand back. And then windmill your left hand down next to your right foot. Back toes are still tucked. Reaching that right arm up as you find simple twist. Lift your back knee, squeeze your bottom. Maybe walk your left hand a little bit further forward. Roll to the outer blade of both feet. Your right foot might slide a little closer to your left hip. And then lower your left hip towards the floor. Reach your arm towards your toes. Lift up. Two more times down into Cleopatra. Lower. And literally flex the toes of both feet here. Lower. Lift into Cleopatra or lift out of Cleopatra, I should say. Hold. And then maybe step your right foot back on top of your left. Maybe you take that right foot behind you, lift your hips up, and find wild thing. Take one more breath. Sweep your hand back down to the floor, lower your hips. Reach your right leg back, three-legged dog. And then pull your knee back in towards you. Step your foot back down between your hands, finding runner's lunge. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, straighten that front knee and find pyramid. And then flow back to runner's lunge, puff the chest forward. Exhale into pyramid. One more time, bring the chest forward, really press through the hands, press through the feet. Exhale, pyramid, hold. Remember, you can always adjust your feet here if you need to step your back foot in slightly to press your heel down. Otherwise, back foot can stay back. You can just lift your heel up and find a little bit more of a balanced pyramid. Maybe even more flexing the right toes and lifting them off the floor so that you're on your heel. Keep trying to plug your right hip back. Take one more breath. And bend back into your runner's lunge. Lower your left heel down, so back heel is down as you lift the chest. Open the arms to a T to find your warrior two. From here, reach forward, flip your palm, reverse your warrior. And then come back to warrior two. Find side angle. Right forearm to right thigh. One more time, reach up and back, find reverse warrior. And then coming back to side angle. One more time, come up, this time straighten your front knee, reverse triangle. Bring your arms back to a T, keep your front leg straight as you reach your right hand forward, your left hip comes back behind you, belly in as you fold into Vriksasana. Try to wrap the chest open, squeeze the shoulder blades, squeezing your bum to get your hips nice and open, strong through the feet. Take one more breath. And then start to bend into that front knee. Land your hands down, Heel toe your right foot out slightly, finding lizard lunge, just really quick. Left toes tucked, left knee is lifted. If you need to drop it, feel free to pop it down. Maybe roll to the outer blade of your right foot. And then just start to lift your hips slightly. Walk your hands around to the side of your mat. So now that you're in a forward fold, wide legs, let your head drop down just for a breath. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Start to walk your hands towards your left foot. Beautiful. And then from there, hands either side of your foot, just in front. And then just start to hop off that back leg, finding a little standing split, just for a breath. And then slowly pull your knee in towards your chest as you start to lift yourself up, finding a little balance. Right knee pulling in towards your chest. And just 2 times, let your right knee open out to the side, squeezing your bum, and then pull it back in front. Right knee opens, pull it back in front. This time, open the leg to the side, and either grabbing your ankle to help you bring your foot inside your left thigh. If that's too high for you, your foot can come down below the knee, make sure it's not on the knee joint, but below the knee into the side of the calf, or even down with your toes on the floor, heel pressing towards just above your ankle. Either way, taking your tree, see if you can press, if you've got your foot up in your thigh, press your left thigh into your foot as you push your foot back into your thigh. And maybe the arms reach up. I realize you won't be able to see my arms, but you can reach them up overhead. And then maybe you'll bring your right arm down to rest on your right thigh. Perhaps you'll go for a little lean over to the right, reaching your left arm overhead. Squeezing the butt, squeezing the thigh, belly in. Take one breath. And slowly release all the way up. Release your foot from your thigh and cross it onto your left thigh, so still in this single leg stance as you fold into a little figure 4 balance. So chest lowers, bum sinks back. Take one breath. And then slowly start to stand all the way up, uncross the leg. Just one time, kick your leg out in front of you, flex the toes, and then pendulum that leg back as you fold at the hips. Find warrior 3 just for a moment. Right leg really kicking back, and then hands to the floor. Right foot to the floor, runner's lunge, inhale. Exhale, start to walk your hands back around, all the way to the back of your mat. Not to the top of your mat, I should say. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, plant your hands, sweep your right leg back, 3-legged dog, bend your knee, open your hip. And then rippling forward, either to a 3-legged chaturanga, or both feet down, bend your elbows, lift the chest up through cobra or up dog, and then we'll all meet in down dog. Pedal those feet. And then take your left leg to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Knee comes in towards the chest. Oop, I apologize. Reach back one more time. Bend the knee and open your hip. Can't miss that, it's nice and juicy. Okay, then extend the leg long, pull the knee in towards your chest. Step your foot between your hands and drop your back knee. Beautiful, so low lunge, reaching up the arms, heart space lifting, squeeze the bum. And then take your left hand down as you reach over to your left with your right arm, big side stretch. Lift up on the inhale. Exhale, go the other way. Lifting up, over to the left. Up, turn over to the right. One more time, lift up and over. One more time, up and over. Reach back to the ceiling with the arms, heart lifting. Exhale, just one time twisting to your left, right arm forward, left hand back. And then windmill the right hand down, left arm up, finding your simple twist, maybe staying low, maybe tucking the toes, squeezing your bum to lift your back knee. And then walking that right hand a little bit further forward. Roll to the outer blades of your feet. Flex the toes back towards your knees. And then we lower the hip, lower the hand, Cleopatra. Lift all the way up. Lower down. Lift all the way up. One more time. Lower. Lift and hold. And then really keep that right leg strong as you take that left leg back. Find side plank. Maybe left foot comes back. Hips lift. Chest lifts into wild thing. One more breath. And then we come down through the hips to turn back to three-legged dog. Maybe bend the knee and open the hip. And then knee comes into chest. Bring the weight forward. Step your foot down. Inhale, runner's lunge, puff the chest. Exhale, fold into pyramid. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, pyramid. One more time, puff the chest forward. And then press the hips high, finding pyramid pose. Remember, you can hop your foot in if you would like both heels down. Otherwise, if your foot is back, lift right up onto your tippy toes, nice and active through that back leg. Left hip can press back a little more. Maybe the left toes lift, so you're balancing on your front heel. One more breath. And then back down through that front knee. Right foot pivots down as you lift yourself up to find warrior two. Arms nice and long, squeezing the shoulder blades. Let's reverse our warrior. So reach forward, flip your front palm. Then paint the ceiling with your left hand. Come back to warrior two. And then bring that forearm down to your thigh, reaching the right arm over, side angle. Coming all the way up to a T. Reverse your warrior. Come back to a T. Side angle. Beautiful. One more time. This time we straighten the front knee, reverse triangle. Come back to your T, reach forward, stick your right hip back, lengthening out of your waist. And then bring that left hand down to Trikonasana, triangle pose. Take one more breath. And then start to come on up. Let's reverse triangle one more time. Or reverse warrior. Do as I say, not as I do. And then let's windmill the hand back down. Bring your right hand down to find lizard lunge. Just for a couple of breaths. You can drop your back knee if you wish. Maybe roll to the outer blade of your left foot. Let your knee open. Take one more breath. And then to start to lift the hips a little higher, walk your hands around to the side of your mat. Just let your chest sink down, your head dangle. Let your shoulders go. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Then exhale, fold. Start to walk your hands around to your right foot, so facing the back of your mat. Hands just in front of the foot as you hop that left foot up. And find a standing split just for a moment. And then crouching that knee down. If you need to, drop the foot. And then as you lift your chest, lift your knee with you. Ooh, if you can find your balance. And come up to a standing balance here. So just 2 times, knee opens to the side. Close it back down. Squeeze your bum as you open. And close. This time open, maybe using your hand if you want to get your foot right up into the top of your thigh. Remember, your foot can also be inside your calf or even down low with your toes on the floor. Just watch you not pushing your foot into a joint, so your ankle or your knee, either above or below. Nice. So once you've got that, pushing your thigh into your foot into your thigh. Maybe hands stay in prayer. Maybe the arms reach up and overhead. Belly in, bum squeezing, nice and solid here as you breathe. And then maybe left hand down, arm resting on your thigh. Take that little side bend over to the left. One more breath. And slowly come up. Beautiful. And then start to bring the hands back down to prayer. Take your foot out from your thigh and cross it over your thigh, flexing your toes. Sink your bum down, finding your open eagle or standing figure 4. Balance just for a breath or 2. And then start to uncross the leg, reach the arms up, lift that knee to the chest. Just one time, kick your leg out. And then pendulum your leg back. Arms can reach overhead or maybe hands to prayer as you find warrior 3. Kick that left foot back. And then start to lower the hands. Lower the back foot. Inhale, runner's lunge, puff the chest. And then exhale to start to walk the hands back around to the top of your mat. Beautiful. Sweep that left foot back, 3-legged dog if you like. Bend the knee and open the hip. And then coming through your last flow for this class, ripple forward to find plank. Lower down through chaturanga or up dog, or come all the way to the floor. Lift through cobra or up dog, getting ahead of myself. And then lift your hips high, down dog. Little pedal of the feet if that feels good. Sway the hips. And then ripple forward all the way to your plank. Drop your knees. Lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Beautiful. So from here, bend your right knee out to the side. So your shin is parallel to the edge of your mat. Your knee is out in line with your hip. And then just lift your chest, push through the hands. Take your left arm underneath your right side. And then just reach your right arm over, back behind you. So you're kind of in this little weird sleeping position. So your right hand can just hang out here in space. You can lower it down. If it feels weird for your shoulders to let your arm just dangle, you can just wrap your hand behind your back or pop your hand on your hip. Just breathing here. One more breath. And just start to bring your right hand back onto your mat. Slide your left arm back. And then just let yourself come down, head on hands. Just let your right knee stay where it is. Just allowing the pelvis to sink a little heavier into the floor. Using your breath as your anchor point in the present moment. Take 2 more breaths. And start to extend that right leg back. Just give your bum a little wiggle. And then bring your left leg out to the side. Same thing, in line with your hip, shin parallel to your mat. Lift the chest up. Push through the hands as you wrap your right arm underneath your left. If you need a block underneath your head here, that's totally fine. Grab it, or a pillow, anything like that. And then just left arm reaching back behind you. Wherever it lands. It might even feel nice to bring your hand behind your head, helping to open through the shoulder, the chest. One breath. And slowly start to bring that left arm back, hand lands on your mat. Rolling your right arm back from underneath you. And then again, just bringing your head down to your hands. Let your left leg just be nice and heavy on the floor. Just take one more breath. And send that left leg back nice and long. Give your bum a little wiggle. Hands come underneath your chair, your shoulders. Press yourself back to find child's pose. And just allow your shoulders to be nice and heavy, your chest to sink down. If it feels okay for your shoulders, you're quite open, you might want to lift your bum and slide your hands forward to find puppy. Your chin can be on the floor, your forehead can be on the floor. If it's too much, just come back out of it, back into child's pose. Wherever you are, just breathing into the present. Take one more breath. And just roll yourself back up to a seat. Give the shoulders a roll up, back and down. Reach your hands up overhead, hands come together in prayer. Just bend your elbows and bring your hands behind your neck. Push your head into your forearms. Feel the armpits open, the shoulders drop. And then just release the hands down by your side. Sit off to one side. Reaching the legs long. If you need to sit on a block to get a bit more length out of your lower back, go for a block. Right foot inside the left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Reach the hands to the ceiling as you inhale. Exhale, fold, deepening as you lean forward towards that left leg. Just take a couple of breaths here, finding length through the lower back. Left knee can be soft if you need it. Take one more breath. And slowly roll up. Bring your right hand behind your right hip. Lift yourself up, finding stargazer, just opening the hips up. One more breath. And release. Simply switching it, right foot forward, left foot into the right thigh. Inhale, reach up, big stretch. And exhale, forward fold. Try to bring your left shoulder down slightly. Really encouraging that openness through your lower back. The flex of the toes might feel a little stronger. Just one more breath. Slowly roll up. Left hand comes behind left hip. Sweep the arm up as you press through the feet. Lifting the hips, squeezing your bottom. One more breath. And come all the way down. Beautiful. Send both legs out long. Maybe shuffle your bum a little bit higher up the mat so you can come all the way down onto your back. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Go for a little rock from side to side. Flatten your feet down. We're going to roll up into bridge and hold it here. So push through the feet, tuck your tailbone, squeezing your bum. Maybe your hands come underneath your lower back. You can walk your shoulders right underneath. Press the fist into the floor. Trying to lift your heart towards your chin. And again, pressing your hips up, tuck your tailbone under, lengthening out through the lower back. Breathing. And slowly walk your shoulders out from underneath you. And roll yourself back down all the way to the floor. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And then maybe lifting the legs up to the ceiling, finding legs up the wall. You can wiggle yourself over to a wall if you like and let your heels rest. If you would like to, take shoulder stands, so lifting the hips up, supporting them with your hands. Or coming all the way over into plow with feet overhead, supporting your hips with your hands again. Pressing your heart towards your chin. Either way, whichever option you've taken, breathe into the belly. And then slowly starting to come out of whichever inversion you've taken. Bringing your feet back to the floor. back to center and sending your legs long along the floor. If you haven't already, close down the eyes. Your hands can rest again on your belly or your ribs, or they can just be out by your side with the palms facing up. Allowing your awareness to rest with your breath as your body finds soft stillness on the floor. I'll leave you in some silence for a few moments. And I will guide you out of Shavasana when it's time. Have the time and you'd like to stay in Shavasana a little longer, please feel free to stay on your back with your eyes closed. Otherwise, if you are ready to continue on with the rest of your day, just invite a little movement back into your body. And when you're ready, just start to roll yourself up to a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed if you can. Just allow your hands to rest on your thighs or your knees. You may like to bring your hands together in prayer at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Just finishing your practice here this morning with a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for your body, for yourself, for taking the time to nurture your body as well as your mind. Connection to the breath is so important. So maybe taking a moment of gratitude for that as well. Thank you so much for joining me today from wherever you are. Thank you so much. And hopefully I will see you again in the next video, whenever that might be, hopefully later in the week or early next week. But of course, if you're watching this at any time in the future, that won't make any sense. But anyway, thanks so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.